Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of my science project. We're going to be learning I'm not learning touching anything. Well, I am, it's just that I am going to be showing you guys neap tides and spring tides, the Blug tide I think it's called, and a position of the sun, moon, and earth for the tides. Let's start with spring tide. So for the spring tide, the low tide, it would be at this point of like the shore or ocean. And as you can clearly see up here, that's the high tide, where it would be probably like a couple feet away from the low tide previously was. Now to the diagram. For a high tide to happen, the moon either has to be right here or right here, and the earth, well, is right here in between the moon, and the sun is right here for the spring tide. Over at neap tides, which are the smaller type of tides, are the low tides probably at the same point, but the high tides are probably just a couple inches higher than the low tide. For these neap tides to happen, the moon must be on either side of the earth, and the sun must be over here. And I did not make a diagram for the Blug tides, so I'm just going to be telling you about what a Blug tide is. A Blug tide is gravity and an interact in opposition on the Earth's oceans, creating tidal blugs on opposite sides of the planet. And yes, I have no clue how to pronounce that, but let's just call it blugs. And now, how do the sun and moon make the tides actually happen? Well, when the sun, moon, and earth are in alignment at the time of the new or full moon, the solar tide has an additive effect on the lunar tide, creating extra high tides or very low tides, both commonly called spring tides. So a lunar tide would technically be a spring tide, and the other type of tide, which is probably a solar tide, which would be the neap tinier tides. And hopefully you guys learned something about these tides, which you probably don't want to even know about this, but I have to do it to get a good grade on my science project. So yeah, this is the end of the tides video. Part 2, part 3 are going to be into one video, so then it's more than 4 minutes. I don't really need to explain this, but yeah. Neap tides, spring tides, pretty simple stuff. Part 4 and 5 will be eclipses and moon phases, since those are harder to demonstrate in Minecraft. Well, see you guys, part 5 and part 4 tomorrow. Stay Bros out.